Last one. That's what happened to Keith Howard. Yeah. You never get to the old stuff, just like at home.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Board of Supervisors meeting for Thursday, November 2nd. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And RC is with us on Zoom.
RC, do you hear us?
Yes.
All right. We have one executive session this morning at 7:30. To be specific, it was about personnel related to the police department. Another announcement I'd like to make, just for clarification, I'm not looking to change the meeting minutes from the past meeting that were approved. We had a resident that said they had not brought up about marketing. I actually went back and watched the YouTube video of October 5th, that meeting. The minutes was at the 22nd minute. That resident had commented about marketing the township. In specific, had mentioned, well, not Hershey Park or Valley Forge. So the meeting minutes were correct as presented, but I actually had made the motion myself to change them. Just wanted that to be clear. Past meeting minutes for approval. I'll make a motion to approve the October 19th, 2023 Board of Supervisors meeting minutes as presented.
And I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Discussions and presentations. Gentlemen, you got anything?
Nothing from me.
RC?
No.
Okay.
No.
Moving on, action items, police officer, conditional hire. Chief?
Yes, we have, well, I would like to present our police applicant with a conditional offer of employment with a tentative starting date of December 17th.
Okay. Any questions for the chief?
I guess there's no legal concerns with moving forward tonight.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Chief, just for clarification, that's pending the successful background checks and everything, correct?
Well, the background checks have been completed. This is pending 2 other examinations.
Okay. Thank you.
Well,
I'd like to make a motion to give Chief Savage the ability to present the officer with the conditional offer letter from East Cocalico Township.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Motion carries. Interfund transfers.
We have a list of bills tonight. Total general fund bank account list of bills in the amount of $85,087.83 for the week of October 26th of 2023. Any questions on that list? Seeing none, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Motion carries.
Total general fund bank account list of bills in the amount of $14,040.81 for the week of November 2nd of 2023. Any questions on that list? Seeing none, I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, and we have a hydrant fund bank account list of bills in the amount of $16,425 for the week of October 26th of 2023. I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
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 Motion carries.
Okay, and we have an electronic list of bills in the amount of $85,267.93 for the pay period from October 8th of 2023 to October 21st of 2023. I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And we have a electronic payment list of bills for payroll tax returns for the third quarter of 2023 in the amount of $8,236.53. I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that's the treasurer's report for tonight.
Thank you. Informational items, you guys got anything?
Not for me.
RC?
No.
Okay. Anything for new business? Mark, got anything?
No, that's the manager votes.
RC?
No.
Okay. Old business, fire company, apparatus insurance.
I guess we've received policies from the two companies about taking on their apparatus on themselves. We're still waiting for the third company. I don't know if there's any new news there, but we were looking to have that done by, I guess, the 1st of October, the end of October. Now we're looking maybe at the 1st of the year, but we would like to get that done so we can have them pull all of our insurance. So I don't know, did you want to, you mentioned making a motion in the past, what are your thoughts tonight?
You haven't heard from the other company, right? RC, you got anything?
I haven't heard from any of them, from the other company.
I made a motion in the past, Bill to a second. Try it again. Well, I really think, like Jeff said, if we're gonna do it, we gotta be serious about it. We have 2 of the 3. And to make sure they reach the deadline and have their own coverage by January 1st, 2024, I'd like to make a motion that as of midnight, 1/1/24, East Cocalico Township will no longer be insuring the apparatus of the 3 fire companies. You okay with that motion?
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
We have some discussion on that, Lorenzo.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to say what I said last time. I don't think it's appropriate to do this at this time and put that kind of pressure on our fire companies, considering the holiday season that we're in and considering the lead time in underwriting that they probably have to face. We're forcing our fire companies to control something they cannot control, which is the underwriting on the carrier side.
As we started talking about this, 5 or 6 months ago, 2 companies got it all done in the books a month ago.
Jeff, you were in agreement with this position 2 weeks ago. What changed? You just did a 180.
I don't know whether it was a 180. That motion kind of came at me. I wanted to give it some thought. We're 2 weeks further down the road now, and it just appears as though there's no movement there on this. So
Maybe Lorenzo's right, there needs to be a little push here.
Okay, so that's a 180 change in your position, and that's fine. That's 180 degrees out of phase from 2 weeks ago. But I still think we should not be penalizing our firefighters and our fire companies and holding them accountable to something they cannot control on their end, which is response times from underwriting for the carriers.
So
Members of the board, you will have at least 2, maybe 3 meetings before the end of the year at which you can reconsider this. If you were to vote positively this evening, you can always change your mind. And taking a 180 and changing your mind is what human beings do all the time. So, I just wanted to point that out. It's not something you can't change for cause shown at 3 meetings between now and the end of the year.
Perhaps if the third company runs into hiccups with underwriting and whatnot, if they communicate that, we can work with them until they figure it out.
Currently, what I'm hearing from you is a lack of communication to all 3 supervisors and the manager.
There's been no communication to the manager. I haven't spoke to anyone from none of the companies, so this is just a way to try to get the ball rolling in the right direction because it's something we need. We need this to happen. It's a liability for the residents. We really got to do it. So the motion's on the table. I had a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Nay.
Motion carries 2-1.
Okay?
Wow, we're down to this already, quick. Public comment for non-agenda items. Please list your name for the meeting minutes. Yes, sir.
Paul Keller from Stevens. I have a comment, I don't do this often, so it's
That's fine.
something that I wrote this down because I'm kind of emotional about it. And it has to do with, I'd like to make a statement about the Air Methods situation that's going on. It's a transport helicopter station in Stevens. And even though it may be a day late, a dollar short, I still got to make this comment. If you don't know it, it's located in the Stevens Fire Company property and what we've always called the Stevens Fire Company field. They've been, Air Methods has been doing patient transfers there since about 1990. And recently it's been more and more over the last several years. Our late Fire Chief Chad Weaver was very instrumental in working with Air Methods organization to set up a more permanent base at the Stevens location. This base would provide housing, office space for the helicopter crew, and a helipad for the chopper. Chief Weaver was a person of vision. By welcoming Air Methods, he saw a way to help fund the critical services that the fire department provides and to add a free service of a local emergency medical service to the community here in East Cocalico. Everyone in the Stevens Fire Company agreed with him that it would help the firefighters concentrate on required training and not have to do so much fundraising because of the payment that we got from Air Methods. The payments from Air Methods to the Stevens Fire Company helped enormously with the cost of providing free first responder organization and at no real detriment to the community. We have several young families that are committed to serve as first responders at Stevens Fire Company, and we do not want to overburden them. We need their help so we can continue to provide first responder services to East Cocalico Township. For the most part, it's tax-free. I heard recently that there are a little chance that Air Methods is staying at the Stevens location. It's probable that they will move out of Lancaster County and end the critical services that they provide. I heard there's some reasons that some people don't want it there. And I hear there's talk about merging fire companies and so forth. In Stevens, we're trying to be self-sufficient and raise money so we can stay in business. And this is one of the things that really helped us to do that. We're a small township, and if we have to, I know there's talk of merging. We've done that a year and a half ago. 2 or 3 years ago. Well, it's 3 or 4 years ago now, probably. We spent a year and a half doing studies to merge 3 fire companies in East Cocalico. It was Smokestown, Stevens, and Reamstown. And at the last minute, there were some trust issues that came up, and we just couldn't do it, so it didn't pass. Now I hear there's talk of doing it again. Those trust issues still haven't been resolved. So anyway, beside that, I think if we have a paid fire department, it's gonna at least double or triple. It'll be double or triple, I believe, what the police department costs us with all the apparatus and everything. So I don't think that's good for our community. I don't think that burden on the constituents or the citizens in East Cocalico deserve that. I think we should work to keep the fire companies voluntary. And if we merge, for sure, there's gonna be some paid fire positions. So I think the Board of Supervisors should contact Air Methods tomorrow and do whatever you can to work something out to keep them right here in our community so that they can keep that critical service right here in East Cocalico. I have several friends. The reason it's emotional to me and important to me is I have several friends who are here today because they had quick responses. They had flights to a hospital in a critical emergency situation. I have several friends when I was in the Army and also in civilian life. And if we lose that here, I just hope none of our families ever have to be told that they lost a loved one because we don't have that service here because they got to the hospital 20 minutes late. Thank you for your time.
Members of the board, I'll remind you, Air Methods was at our last meeting. We extended their temporary permit for 90 days, and they assured us that they were working on their plans for submission for their permanent installation. So we have no information from Air Methods directly that they're leaving and they're not moving ahead with a permanent installation.
Mr. Keller, that just happened at the last meeting. We gave them another 90-day
I heard
extension
that.
because they said they were still working. I think Mr. Black was here, Jim Black was here, and he made that announcement that they're working on a plan, a stormwater plan or land development plan.
Yeah, I heard that, but I heard it's not going well. Just from my side, the side that I hear it from.
I was contacted after the meeting by someone from Air Methods, my contact at Air Methods, and I was told that they were finishing some aerial footage and then submitting a plan shortly. It was following our last meeting.
And me personally, I'm totally with you. I think having a helicopter right in arm's distance away is a great thing to have. Matter of fact, you guys just had a event over there, Mutts and Motors, I think, and I happened to be on the helipad, and I was talking to one of the pilots, and he was telling me all about it, showed me the helicopter, and we got to discussion, and yeah,
It's a very good outfit. It's a very good organization, and they'd like to stay here.
he had brought up to me, they're kind of disappointed that the Lidditz Airport, I think, gave a hangar to Hershey Medical now for a helicopter there. So before that, they were doing a lot more flights prior to Lidditz Airport giving them a hangar for a helicopter. Now that they're there, their flight's kind of cut in half.
Oh, really?
That per the discussion they were having on the helipad that day of the Mutts and Motors. So they were disappointed because they had, the pilot actually said they had reached out to the airport prior to coming to Stevens and they said no. And then a few months later, they gave a spot to Hershey, so I guess it's part of the competition.
With the restructuring of Northwest EMS, Lifeline is taking more of what was Northwest EMS's service area. So Penn, Elizabeth, Manheim, Borough, that far east and north territory that has been served by Northwest EMS.
I guess, some of your comments there, if they're leaving, that's news to us. I mean,
What's news?
you said that they're leaving.
Well,
Is that, am I wrong there?
I don't know, it's pretty well known in Stevens.
Okay, well,
Okay, that's what, I mean, maybe we're wrong. But now that we lost I gotta admit, we lost our good contact, who all of you know, with the passing of our chief, who was first-hand contact with their methods. And now that we haven't really filled that position. So it wasn't really a position, it was just something that happened because of Chad's position and his eagerness to do this for the good of the community. And he oversaw a lot of it, and we're kind of left, we don't know where we're at. Some of the communication that we had, we don't have anymore from Air Methods. But the last, what I just read there is what I perceived as where we're at.
But we can tell you in the last 2 weeks, Air Methods has contacted us directly that they will be submitting plans for their permanent installation. So that's what we know.
They contacted me on October 20th.
The reason that we heard was that the cost to meet the requirements for the water runoff and all that would be close to $100,000, and Air Methods was not willing to put that money into a property that they didn't own, that they were just leasing. That was the feedback that I got. And I understand we have to meet those requirements. That's, I'm not saying we shouldn't do that because it's, you guys don't have any control over that anyway. A lot of that's the DEP, or whoever in charge, oversees all that. So, but I think there should be a way that we can work through that to maybe stretch it out enough that we could pay for it. Even the fire company, I believe, possibly could put some of the money up for the land development. But that's just my thought. The fire company didn't say that. We have things we talk about, not in a meeting, but between each other, and just those things were mentioned. So. Thank you for listening.
Okay, thank you, absolutely. Any other public comment? All right. Next meeting will be Thursday, November 16th at 7 p.m. here at the Township Building. We also have a budget meeting November 7th at 7 p.m. and November 9th at 7 p.m. I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you very much. Have a good evening.